Good morning, y'all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I am like so excited to give y'all this message. So it's live, of course. So if you're catching it live, if you're catching it in the archives, like, comment. Let's get into it. Period. Let's just get into it today. So, of course, this message again started off with a dream last night that I had. And yeah, it started off with a dream. And I guess, like as always, the dreams are leading to messages. So, hey, this is exciting. So, y'all come on this ride with me. And so, yes, so last night I had a dream. It was very deep. Y'all have to excuse my background. I'm not in my normal element, so y'all just have to excuse me. But yes, start off with a dream last night. And this message is not going to be for everybody. So like I always say, if it don't apply, just go to the next live or just keep on going. If it does apply, take it to heart, put it in your heart, put it in your heart space, hold it down, hold on to it. Okay. So yes, happy Sunday. Yeah. Y'all, so I had a dream last night. Okay, so for those who don't know, I am I am now calling myself the relationship coach. So relationship therapy, I'm not licensed, so this is energetic therapy. Let's be clear, because I'm also a Reiki practitioner. So energetic therapy in the relationship department. Married couples, single individuals, and couples who are looking to level up their relationships. So if you're interested in that, check out that reading is on my website. It's called the West Tea with You and Bay. So if you're interested in that, hit me up. We can get that done. So let me just throw that in there so we can just get started with this message, y'all. So last night I had this dream. So I had this dream that I was talking to this lady. I was in this house and I was talking to this lady about her relationship. And a couple of things I want to point out throughout this year, I would say I posted it on my story. It was a reading that I did on YouTube about union coming together, about couples coming together. And if y'all notice, there's been a lot of engagements and a lot of weddings happening in 2020, COVID or not. It's been a lot of relationships coming together. So we want to give God the thanks for that, because COVID, a lot of people say COVID, it stopped a lot of things, but one thing that it didn't stop was love from popping off around the world. So we just want to give God thanks for that. So yeah, so I'm talking to this lady. No, I wasn't talking about the reading. Sorry, y'all. It's so much. I have so many notes. But so I was in the reading, I'm talking about sacred unions, and I'm talking about unions coming together. I'm talking about kingdom marriages. In the beginning of the year, I had a dream about kingdom marriages and about them coming together. And, in this day and age, because I know my audience, we would want to call that the twin flame union. But the kingdom marriages is also, it's a little bit, they're in divine alignment with God. God creates kingdom marriages to fulfill his prophecies on this space and earth. Adam and Eve, Sarah and Adam, those are examples of kingdom marriages. You know what I'm saying? Mary and Joseph, those are kingdom marriages. They are put together to fulfill a prophecy. Ruth and Boaz, Esther and the king that she married, I can't remember his name right now, but these are all examples of kingdom marriages that are put together to fulfill prophecy for the Most High. Okay, and so God was telling me about these kingdom marriages coming in. And so this is a channel, I put it in my story, but it was a reading that I did on YouTube. It was like a pick a card reading. I don't even remember when I did it. It probably was in the summertime. I don't even know. But it was about the sacred union coming together in kingdom marriages. So fast forward. Boom. So now last night I have this dream. In my dream, good morning. In my dream, y'all. In my dream, I'm talking to this lady. Good morning. You okay? Okay, hold on. It's wet in here. Hold on. So I'm talking to this lady about her husband, y'all. And the lady... Let's go ask BB to change her pull-up. Go ask BB to change her pull-up. Okay. So, it's live. Let's be real. So, anyway. So, the lady, I'm talking to her about her husband. And I'm telling her, like, ma'am, make sure that you're praying over your husband. Mind you, I had just did a reading last week for a married couple. And so I'm like, okay, God, maybe this is, I didn't, I'm saying, okay, maybe this is just for them. But when it came back to me about this, talking to this lady about praying over her husband, I said, okay, God, so this is for everybody. So this is for other people, and not just for people. And I don't want to say just for people, who are married, because we're going to get into it, y'all. I promise you, stick with me, because we're going to go somewhere far. I promise you that. Anyway, so I'm talking to this lady about praying over her husband. I'm telling her, like, you and your husband are destined for something great, and you have to pray over him. You have to pray over him. You have to speak life into him. That's what I'm telling the lady in my dream, y'all. And me and this lady just started crying, because the Holy Spirit had came over me, and I couldn't help but tell her, I'm like, ma'am, you don't understand. Like, God is about to move something for you and your husband, so you got to pray over this man. Okay. So I woke up out my dream, y'all, and I'm like, all right, God, I know I ain't married. So who is this for? Like, what's going on? Like, what is this? And God told me, mind you, I met this man earlier in the year, and he told me something that will stick with me for the rest of my life. This man told me there's a difference between a queen and a concubine. Catch that T, okay? So this man told me that the difference between a queen and a concubine. Now, this happened during the summer. I met this. So God, this morning when I woke up from my dream, I'm like, okay, you tell him. I'm talking, Lord. Let's chill out. Anyway, I'm talking to this lady. I'm telling her, ma'am, you got to pray over your husband. You got to pray over your husband. You got to speak life into him. So I'm talking to this lady in my dream, right? And then I wake up and say, God, what are you trying to tell me? He said, there's a difference between a queen and a concubine. And I said, oh, okay, so it's finna get real today, y'all. So God said queen and concubines. And that's what we're going to talk about today for Sunday's word. And not just, and not in a disrespectful way. So by no means am I being disrespectful, but I need to say this to my women who are about to step into that queen state in your life, where you're about to become a wife and you can feel it, where you're about to level up and you can feel it in your relationship department. And this is for y'all. And so take it how it applies. If it's not for you, don't try to squeeze into it, because I'm not talking to you. I am talking to my ladies who know that God has showed them, they can feel it, that something is coming for them. Something is about to change in their life, in their relationship life. So I took my notes about the help me for women, because it's important that as women, we understand, what our role is as a woman in a man's life. And I'm not talking about some little boy. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about a little boy who y'all not even in alignment with each other. Okay, that comes from us trying to fit and squeeze in the positions that we don't supposed to be there. I'm talking about a man who you are supposed to be with this man because God has designed you to be this man's helpmeet. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about today, y'all. So if y'all not ready for this tea, I don't know what to tell you, because I can't hold it back. God said I got to give it to y'all, so I'm giving it to y'all. Last year I had a download about, during the Mercury retrograde last year this time, about the destruction of the Black family. And I'm going to repost that video. I'm going to repost the video that I did. It was from like November, December last year. No, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to repost that video, y'all, because that download was so powerful about the destruction of the Black family, 70s post, and then post crack era. Okay, it's like, it was so profound. Like, I couldn't even, when I went back and watched the video, I couldn't even believe that, like, I had got that channel. Like, it was so deep. And I feel like it needs to be tapped into again, because it's just time. Now is the time. Everything, prophecy is about timing. And sometimes things have to come in the right timing and in the right, excuse me, y'all, I'm gonna show, in the right era, if you will, for them to be understood. And I feel like this is the time now, because God has given me this information about his kingdom marriages and people that he is beginning to put together. And some of us will be having to be moved to be where we need to be to get with the person that God has aligned for us, or designed for us, if I will, to be. So let me come back, because y'all, I done went off. But yes, in Genesis 2, it says, it is not good man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet fit for him. And then it goes on to say that they will be naked without shame. Okay? So just that part alone, in Genesis, God saying it's not good for a man to be alone. That lets you know right now, that there is a divine design for two people to be together. Okay, there's a divine design for two individuals to be together. But not only that, because it says that he will design him a helpmeet. That means that the person that God designs to be with you, men, I'm talking to you, is going to be someone who is going to help you be your best self. Okay, they're going to help you be your best self. I'm not saying they're going to take care of you, but we're gonna get into that, because it gets deep, y'all. But this woman that you are attracting, or that you decide that you want to make your partner, this woman is supposed to help you become your best self. Okay? And y'all ready? Catch that T. She's supposed to help you to become your best self. So in the era of independent women and city girls, this is a hard thing to come across right now. And I know that, and I'm not disrespecting nobody, but we're going to have to call a spade a spade. We're going to have to talk about it, because it's a lot going on in this era right now. And there's, I'm telling you, queens and concubines, there is a divide, and it's not by coincidence. It's not by coincidence. And so women, I'm telling you, if you're feeling this inclination that it's time for you to begin to change, it's time for you to begin to level yourself up, in your spirits. If it's time for you to begin to change the way you even interact with men, that is your spirit. That is God telling you that he is getting ready to send in your husband. So the way that you are acting, you need to eliminate it, and you need to cease and desist, so you can be prepared for that man that God is getting ready to send into your life. Because it says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, not when a woman finds a husband. So trying to force yourself and squeeze into situations that don't fit, we ain't doing that no more, sis. Okay. So anyway, let me get back to my notes. We talking about the helpmeet, women being the helpmeet. We're talking about queens versus concubines in the man's world. Where do you fit? Okay. And I want to say to my ladies, begin to prepare yourself for the next phase. Get ready. Okay, if you know that in your mind, that you are a queen and you are not a woman that wants to just be out here, you're not baby mama material, sis. If you know that, then you need to get your mind right so you can get ready for your husband. Because the woman is the one who sets the tone. I cannot say that enough. You set the precipice of the relationship. So how you coming up is how that man is going to act. Okay? Catch that T. Anyway, now I want to talk about something, because we're talking about being naked. We're talking about, no, we're not. We talked about that. We did about in Genesis when God said that he would design a helpmeet for his partner. Okay? For the man, so he won't be alone. We talked about that, and it talked about that they will be naked without shame together. So what does that mean, being naked without shame together? That means that when you come in an alignment with your helpmeet, when you come in alignment with the person that is designed for you, and that means the one that is worthy of, suitable, and corresponding to you. Get into this tea. When you come in alignment with that person, you will have the opportunity to be naked, i.e. vulnerable, with that person. You will be able to take off the layers of who you are. You will be able to, ladies, I'm going to use the word that y'all hate, submit to that person. And your husband, your man, will be able to what? Submit to you. Because that's how it's supposed to go. That's what being naked is, what being vulnerable with your partner is. That's why it's important that you wait, sis, for the one that is correct for you. And brothers, let me get on y'all head real quick, because women, I'm going to tell y'all something. Me and my sis just had a conversation. Shout out to Kia. We just had a conversation about this. Women are not going to submit to a man that they do not feel like they can handle what needs to be handled in the household. A woman is not going to submit to a man who does not feel like that person is safe If this person, can this person handle everything in his household? Can this person take care of this stuff? And not saying that it's just a man's job. But baby, one thing that I know for sure, if a man does not have a vision and a plan for himself, he does not have a vision and a man for you. And so women, that's what we're looking for. We need to know that you got something that you, and then I'm not saying that, like, I'm going to do another video about this, because I'm not saying that a man has to have $1 million. He got to have a 5-star business. He got to be pushing the business. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is having a vision, something that you want for yourself. That is when a woman feels comfortable enough to submit to a man. Until then, she is going to be handling business accordingly. So men, get it together. Because there's women out here. I'm telling you, there's queens and concubines, and there's queens out here. But it depends on how y'all come at that table too. Because the thing is, y'all be so used to them pick-me's and them concubines, and when you come across a queen, then it's a problem. We ain't gonna talk about it. Let me stay on track. Anyway, so yes. Now I want to go to 1 Peter, and I want to talk about husbands and wives, because I talked about, this is 1 Peter 3. Feel guided, go to these Bible verses and check them out. Ladies, fellas, married couples, people who are engaged, couples who are talking about going to the next level. These are the things that y'all need to begin to look at, because the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God. Okay, so that means that if you are in a relationship, if you are on your own, if you are developing your relationship, you have to seek God first in all that you do, so that way it can be in perfect alignment. God, the light. Okay, because I know my audience, and I know some folks, I really don't care, but I'm just saying so everybody can be clear. Okay, all right, so 1 Peter 3. About husbands and wives, and it talks about, well, again, we're talking about being vulnerable. We're also talking about the inner self. And let me go ahead and get to it, because I need for y'all to catch this tea about the inner self. And not only should we be vulnerable with each other, but we need to understand that our innards, that's actually what matters the most. And it says, hold on, y'all. It's live. Catch the tea. Let me see. What do I want to read? Treat them with respect and heirs of the gifts. Okay. So it says, finally, all of you live in harmony with one another, be sympathetic, love as brothers, be compassionate and humble. Okay. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about this in the relationship household. We're talking about your inner self. We're talking about your vulnerability in the home, in the relationship, being able to be vulnerable with your mate, because this is your helpmate and you can do that. We're talking about being comfortable with your partner. We're talking about releasing that feeling like you gotta be the independent woman, or that feeling that you gotta have your man, you as men gotta have $1 billion for him to be satisfied. Now that is the psyche that has been created, but that's not necessarily what it is. Like a husband, the definition of a husband, and I've been said this in whatever video, I don't even know, but a husband is the one who cultivates, okay? Cultivates the relationship, the house, the land. And the wife is the nurturer, the bearer. Okay? So we got to know our roles. Like I said again, I'm going to keep saying this message ain't for everybody. There's queens and concubines. I don't know where you fit in. Get in where you fit in. What is that? Oh, yeah. And so that's what I was saying about the purity and the inner self, and make sure that our inner self is clean. That's why it's so important for when we are in relationships, or when we have toxic situationships or whatever. That's why it's so important after that for you to heal and to release things, because if you hold on to it, what are you doing? You're taking that into the next phase, into the next level, into the next part of your partnership. And that's toxic as hell. There's no way that you can go to another relationship still holding on and clenching on to the things that happened in the past. You have to release them. That's why the purity of heart is so important. That's why cleansing your inner self is so important before you step into that next relationship. And that's why it's like this, the phases of being single. Like I did a love reading about that on my YouTube, about just enjoying the phases of being single, because those are the phases that you get to know who you are. You get to know what you want, what you like, what you need, both men and women. So that is what we all have to begin to appreciate as we begin to level up and begin to become those wives and husbands that we want to be, because we're not supposed to be single. It's not. We were designed to be together. That's why there's a hole in a pole. I'm just gonna be honest, because we all grown. We were designed to be together. But of course, you have to kiss a couple of frogs to get to the prince. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta kiss a couple of frogs to get to the princess. So that just is what it is. And sis said, I gotta be healed from my husband. Yes, ma'am. And somebody said most people are definitely afraid of that stage. Hell yeah, I used to be afraid of being single. Getting in these stupid ass situationships, knowing I wasn't for to be there, because I just didn't want to be single. Child, bye. No, you have to learn how to appreciate being single, appreciate your time, appreciate being by yourself, because that's when you learn how to love yourself. I'm telling you, that is when you learn how to love yourself, when you get into those stages where you are by yourself. If you can't do that, how you gonna be able to, how is somebody else gonna be able to love you if you can't appreciate the phases of you being single by yourself? Okay, let me go to the next thing, because I got a lot, y'all. I promise you I've been taking notes. All right, so ladies, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about Proverbs 31, because this has been coming to me a lot. And if y'all are not familiar with Proverbs 31, Proverbs 31 talks about what it means to be a wife, okay? And that in itself is some deep shit. And it actually comes from a woman, and she's talking to her son, and she's telling her son about what it means to be a wife and what he should basically look for in a wife, okay? Let me see what he said. Most people definitely learn how you should be loved and by someone else also. Right. My brother said that's in that phase, you're also learning how you should be loved by somebody else. And I do think that's true. Like in that single phase, when you are dating and stuff like that, you learn, okay, I don't really like how this person interacts. I don't really like that. I think I like when guys do that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Those are the phases, and you have to go through the phases. You have to. You don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, still going around saying, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Girl, you're going to have to get it together so that way you can deal. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through those phases of a relationship. You have to go through those phases of being single and appreciating that. Because I'm telling y'all, listen, me, KK, I ain't like being single. I'm a Libra, baby. We love, okay? I used to be like, where my man at? Where he at? And I was like, where am I at, sis? Where are you? And then when I found me, I was like, oh, I'm good. Okay, there she go. Period. Okay, so let me get back. Yeah, I be telling myself, don't intermingle the two. I be trying not to add too much of me into the word. We trying to just give y'all the word, but it is what it is. The word be lit. Okay. Anyway, let me go to this. What is this? What happened to my music? Pretty Little Things. Oh, that's cute though. Shout out to Pretty Little Things. Y'all cute. Okay. Anyway, let me get back to this. Okay. So, yeah, Proverbs 31. Proverbs 31 talks to the lady. This is a mother telling her son what to look for in a wife. And so there's some things that I want to just want to pinpoint out for my ladies. I want y'all to understand this and know this, because this is where a lot of us are transforming into. And then I'm going to talk about the triple goddess after I talk about this, because it's all a transformation thing. And so it says right here, it says, a wife of noble character who can find. She is worth more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still dark. She provides food for her family and a portion for her servant girls. Concubines. She considers a field and buys it out of her earnings. She plants a vineyard. She sets out her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her task. She sees that her tradings are profitable and her lamp does not go out at night. Okay, and that's just a little bit of it, all right, y'all. But this talks about the virtues of a woman, about the virtues of a wife. You know what I'm saying? This a woman and a wife is someone, baby. She's not, baby. She knows her role in the household. That's why when I talked about submission, like that is a thing, you ladies. That's a thing. But it's being comfortable with your partner enough to do that. Okay? So that way you can be all of those things that you have to be. And it goes on to say that in this scripture, it goes on to say that a wife makes her husband look good in the marketplace. So when Beyonce says, partner, let me upgrade you. And when you need me in the, what she said, when you in them big meetings for the M's, and it takes me just to compliment the deal, and anything you cop, I split the bill. Beyonce is really giving y'all the tea, okay? Because that's what a wife does, sis. A wife is there as a helpmeet for her mate. That's why y'all have to, as men, you have to be careful and know what you are dealing with. You have to know, is this a queen or is this a concubine? As women, you got to know where you are right now. What phase are you in? Because let's be clear, we've all been a concubine. Okay? Let's be clear right there. We've all been a concubine. So don't get it twisted. And don't ever think that just because if you are, you know what I'm saying, if you are a wife at this point that you can look down on somebody who's not, because we've all been a concubine. So let's never get it twisted, okay? But here is, and the last thing I want to talk about is Ephesians 5. And this actually speaks to the husbands and wives. And I want to throw a little bit in here. I don't even need to read it because I remember it. But I want to throw a little bit in here for y'all as husbands and wives. We are both to be submissive to each other. We are both to respect and honor each other. So if you're with somebody and this is a narcissistic asshole, ain't your husband, child. I don't know what y'all got going on. Because it's supposed to be equal. You submit, you honor, and you respect one another. Okay? So Ephesians 5, that talks about it talks about the marriage. It talks about the husband and the wife. It talks about the role of the husband, and it talks about the role of the wife. And then not only in this, it talks about how it's so important for you to, in your relationship, it talks about the importance of praying and purifying your heart as you go through the trials and tribulations, not only of being a husband and a wife, but also being a mother and a father to your children. So it talks about that. That's why if you catch the beginning when I said in my dream, I was telling that woman she had to pray for her husband, because it talks about that. You have to pray for your mate. You have to. And you have to pray over your marriage. Because just as sure as there's love and light in that marriage, if it's a kingdom marriage and it's God ordained and God has a prophecy to fulfill through that marriage, best believe, baby, best believe that the devil himself and all of the minions that he sends out, because we know the battle, Ephesians 6, that we battle for not against flesh and blood, but of principles, authorities, and spiritual wickedness in high places. Best believe that if you have something that's supposed to be fulfilled with you and your husband, best believe the devil is going to try to destroy you and try to distract it. That's where them concubines come in. That's where them haters at the damn wedding come in. That's where all that shit come in. Catch that tea. Okay. So, now it says, now I'm going to just say this. This is Ephesians 5. Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Okay? Submit through one another out of reverence for Christ. That's it. I ain't got to read the whole thing. But that lets you know right there that it's not a husband over wife or a wife under husband. It is together. You guys submit to one another. You guys support one another. You guys are helpmeets to one another. See, and the thing, like in the Bible, like people, when you read the Bible, people really, really try to like take everything so literal and do the most with it. Baby, the Bible speaks in parables. So you got to catch T when you're reading it so you can see what it's really talking about. Because you'll take one part and you'll contort it and contwist it, and another part and contort it and twist it. And to be honest, that was one of the reasons why I was so anti-church when I was in my wilderness phase, because I was like, why is he talking about the Bible? I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I understand how it flows now, so that's why I'm bringing it to y'all, so that maybe that way, if I'm getting it this way, maybe somebody else could get it that way. We're gonna have to bring church, church to the hood. Shout out to my friend's mom, Kim, Miss Kim, Jesus to the hood. Period. Shout out to her. Shout out to Miss Kim. But yeah, sometimes we gotta get the Bible like that, cause I used to be like, brother, what is you talking about? That don't say that. But hey, that's why I said the other day, they might be seeing but never perceiving, and hearing but never understanding. Yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, so let's get back to this, to the husbands and wives. Like all I was gonna say about that, y'all, is that we're supposed to submit to each other. So never, ever, ever is it man versus wife. Never, ever, ever is it wife versus man. Never is it masculine versus feminine. Never is it feminine versus masculine. We are designed to be together. We are designed to support one another. We are designed to hold space for one another. That's why healing yourself is so important, so you can know what you need, and your partner healing themselves, they can know what they need. Okay. So some notes that I took for this message, y'all, is catch your season. When I say catch your season, I'm talking about like when you could feel that it's time for you to level up, catch wind of that. Stop trying to be forever 21. Shit, like you can't do that forever. There's a time where you gotta stop it. That's why I'm talking about the crown that made in the chrome in a little bit in just a minute, but you gotta stop it. Catch your season, okay? Another thing, God knows what you need, okay? Let me tell y'all something. God is going to create the person that is perfect just for you, what you need. Me and shout out to Mama Cleo, we were talking about that. God knows what you need, what you like. He's going to create that person for what you need and what you like. If it's confusing, it's I don't know, it's complicated, you know where that came from, the deceiver, okay? Anyway, the confusioner, okay? All right, now let's keep going. It says, I said, you can't squeeze anywhere, sis. We don't force ponytails. We don't force jackets on. We ain't forcing tights up. We ain't forcing outfits. We not forcing relationships. If it's not for you, stop trying to squeeze your little bitty ass in that little bitty space. Step back, reflect, and keep the fuck going. I'm telling you. I'm not judging because I've been there. Let me tell y'all something. I can't even imagine the times when my Libra loving ass has tried to squeeze into something that I knew good and well in my heart it wasn't for me. Sis, if you know good and well something ain't for you, listen to that shit. Listen, because your internal GPS has already told you, it's already warned you, it's already said to you, this ain't that. And we be trying to squeeze into shit and knowing we don't belong there. Can't squeeze into everything. If you know it ain't for you, get your ass on. In love and light. Have a good one. Respectfully. Shit. All right? And again, like I've been saying, pray for your man. If you're in a relationship and you know that y'all are love and you know that this is what it is, this is bae. Pray for your man. Pray over your husband. Pray over your mate. Do not sit around here and be looking at this like, I can't stand this nigga, but I love him. No, girl, pray for that man. If you love that man, if you love your nigga, hug your nigga, period. Okay? If you love that man, pray for that man. And if you love your girl, bruh, pray for her. Pray over her. Y'all pray for y'all business together. Pray if you don't have a business, pray for your business. Pray for his business. You know what I'm saying? Like, pray for each other. Man, I'm telling you. He said if you don't, right, and that goes back to what I was saying about trying to squeeze in with somebody, bruh. Said if you don't listen, you'll go through hell and back. You will. And did. And got a t-shirt and a little bit of keychain. Well, anyway, y'all, I could write a book about this shit because this has been so much. I'm not even lying. I can't even hold y'all. I done did some dumb shit trying to find love, okay? That's why I just stopped looking. Anyway, pray for y'all mates, okay? Please pray. Now, ladies, I'm finna get on your head a little bit. Wives move different. This is for y'all. Step your frequency up, sis, because you're next. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but what Nicki Minaj said, step your cookies up for they crumble. Don't be acting like the cardinals are gonna fumble. Anyway, yeah, step it up, sis, because you're next. I'm prophesizing over a lot of women right now. Ladies, you are next in line. You're next. So step it up. Get your frequency together. Learn the art of submission for the right one. And you'll know what's right because you done seen enough frogs to know which one is a prince. You will know what's right. Step it up. Submission is not a weakness. It's actually the woman's greatest strength is to be able to submit to her man. I'm telling you. Let me tell you. In the book of Esther and even in Ruth, Esther submitted before her man. Ruth submitted before her man. Ruth sat down at Boaz's feet. That was submission. She did it with no problems. And she did what? Gained the whole entire kingdom. So you better learn the art of submission right now. Stop playing. All right. Esther, she submitted to that king. She was like, I'm going to make you a meal, baby. I'm going to make you another meal, baby. He said, oh, baby, what you want? I'll give you the whole kingdom. You better learn how to submit. Anyway, what I'm finna say? Okay, and now I got something for my men. Brothers. 2 Timothy 2, it says a husband is sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, and able to teach. Okay? That's what we can submit to. So if you ain't know, now you know. Okay? Sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, and able to teach. Baby, let me tell you something. I don't know about y'all, but me and my friends, brother, if you can't teach me nothing, I need all the nipsies to the front. If you can't, excuse me, y'all. If you can't teach me nothing, if you can't show me nothing, if you can't build me up as a woman, you don't have to be a business owner. Every man ain't gonna be a business owner, sis, and I'm gonna tell you that right now. Every man is not gonna be a business owner. It's gonna be men who gonna be out here working hard for that bag. Every man is not gonna be that. So stop shooting men down because they're not that, because you never know what your blessing is gonna be. Catch that T. But if your man cannot, if you're a business owner, your man can't support you and elevate your business, he can't teach you shit. He can't give you the game, give you a little bit of the code. Baby, I don't want it. Go on. Go and get you a concubine because you don't want this queen. Anyway. Now, Proverbs 12:4. A husband is a noble man. He has good character. So, bruh, what's your character looking like? What that character do? The fuck? Okay. And sis said, and I'm going to submit just the same. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. That's what it takes, bruh. That's what it takes. A woman will submit to the right man. But if we don't feel like we can trust y'all, we don't feel like we could do it, if we don't feel like y'all, if we don't see it, most women are from the show me state. You're going to have to show us something. If we don't see it, how we going to know how to trust it? All right. This is my song. In a way that we can walk it out. We supposed to be in love. If y'all know about Kevin Gates supposed to be in love, y'all, that's my song. Anyway. So, now I want to talk about the last thing, y'all. The maiden, the mother, and the crone. These are the three phases of what they will call the triple goddess. And we all go through these phases as women. We all go through these phases. It's all a part of our journey to becoming who we are as women. We experience these phases throughout our lives. And it's so important to be educated on them. And I feel like the first video I think, shout out to the Hood Mystic. Y'all know I love the Hood Mystic. If you don't know the Hood Mystic, you need to follow him. He be talking that shit. I really love him. Videos be popping. But I remember watching a video, I believe it was his video about the triple goddess and about the crown, the maiden, and the crone. And so now I'm looking at this concept, and I think it's so important to understand it. Like that maiden, that's when as women we are in our sexual phases, our concubine phase. We've all gone through that phase. You know what I'm saying? So there's no judgment there. But we have to know when it's time to come out of that. So that's what I want to say about that maiden phase. You shouldn't be, well, I'm not going to put a name, age on. I'm not going to put anything on. I'm not going to put any stipulations on. Just to know that we all have been in that maiden phase, but it's up to us to know when it is time to come out of that phase. Some women are pushed out of that phase when they go to the next phase, which is the motherhood or the nurturer phase, i.e. you begin to have children and you become a mother. Somebody said the past, the present, and the future. Yes, ma'am. Definitely that. That motherhood phase is that okay, I like that concept, the past, the present, and the future. Like where you are, where you were, where you are, and where you're going. I like that. And then my brother said that men also have that. Yes, they do. I don't know the process of a man because I never been one. But I would love to be educated on that. But I'm sure it falls in alignment with this. Because y'all know men be having their whole phases. And they had that fatherhood. Then they had that husband phase. So I guess, it goes together or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, but then you have your motherhood phase. Now, some women get caught between the maiden and the motherhood phase, okay? But the process is supposed to be the maiden, the mother, and the crone, meaning that you have your whole phase, then you become a mother, and then you get the wisdom that comes along with being a mother and a wife, okay? So that's the process. And the last phase being the crone. That's where you become the wise woman. That's where everything is put together. That is where your intuition comes in. That's where everything begins to kick on. That's when you become the queen mother, if you will. So we have to know as women, like, what phase we are in our life. We have to know. Like, am I in my whole phase? Am I in my maiden phase? Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's your tea. I was trying to say business and tea at the same time. I said that's your business. Anyway, that's your tea. Nobody's judging. You just have to be honest with yourself and know what phase you're in. Some women are stuck in between the maiden and the motherhood phase. Like, you got kids, but you're still out here being a hoe. Again, no shade, no tea. That's your life. That's your business. Then you have women who they've been through their whole phase. They've had their children, and now they're like, either they're married or they're in that position where they're like, I don't want to be the oldest bitch at the club no more. I don't want to be still trying to be forever 21. I'm ready for my husband. I'm ready for that crone phase. And that's where you begin to employ the wisdom that you have learned from all of those other phases in your life into your active being, into your active life now. You begin to employ that and you begin to apply, again, synthesizing, like I talk about, synthesizing your experiences to create the wisdom that you have. Okay, ladies? So, yeah, y'all. Last night's dream, all of this information that I'm giving y'all came from a dream that I had last night. Okay? Women, get ready, because a lot of us are about to level up as it becomes, as it relates to being wise, as it relates to being the crone, as it relates to the motherhood phase. Like, say you are in your maiden phase, well, now you're about to go to your motherhood phase, or say you've done the maiden and the motherhood, now you're about to go to your crone phase. Like, ladies, I'm telling you, there's about to be a shift. It actually already happened. The shift already happened, because I've been talking to y'all a lot about those relationships that are not traumatic. I've been talking about that a lot. The shift already happened. We just have to, of course, be patient and wait, and also recognize where we are right now. Where are you right now? What phase are you in right now? Do you feel it? Can you recognize it? Is it level up season for you? Is there still work that needs to be done? Recognize what phase you're in right now, sis. Bruh, get y'all shit together so that we can comfortably, wholeheartedly submit. Okay? Sis, submission is not a weakness. It is your greatest strength. Okay? Submission is your greatest strength. That is how you obtain the kingdom. It's chess, baby, not checkers. If you playing checkers, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, y'all, that has been my word for Sunday. I appreciate everybody who came through, everybody that stopped by. Thank y'all for being present. I want to thank God. Thank you so much for giving me this message to deliver to your children. I hope that it's assisted somebody on their journey. Again, never are my messages judgmental or targeted to anybody. I just want y'all to know that God is moving, okay? And people are leveling up every day, okay? And we just have to be mindful because, like I mentioned, there was a plot twist to destroy the relationships and homes and to destroy love in general. So know that. And if we know that there was a plot twist, know that we gonna have to untwist that plot. Meaning we have to step into our rightful positions as man to husband and as woman to wife. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you, God, for giving me this message, allowing me to be the channel. I always ask that you minimize me and maximize you. So I'm so thankful that everybody was able to receive this message today. I love y'all for free.